Trollord Games. Join the fray!
A new subscriber, prepare for battle. A new subscriber, prepare for battle. A new subscriber.
Hey Josh, will you run a sound check for me with the? Oh, that ain't gonna work. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Not saying pros or not.
You guys can hear us?
Yes.
Yay! There is
And,
sound.
and apparently the stream can hear us too.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Is the game over now? Yes, we had a
All right,
kill.
so I got all the gold from that last encounter. I can't believe a bunch of third level characters just killed a dragon, man. That's crazy.
Impressive.
It was an amazing heroic moment.
Yeah.
Six.
The way I rolled on that natural 20.
I know, 6 of them in a row you got.
Yeah.
What the heck was up with that?
These dice probably are not loaded.
Oh no.
All right, so I think we're live, right? And everyone can hear us and see us. So let us begin.
Kind of. Oh, there's the video kicking in. There's the video.
Are we good?
Yep.
All right.
And those of us with Chroming cameras.
Okay. All right, there we go. Wayne's joined us. All right. So you guys, like I mentioned earlier, it's late in the afternoon. You guys are in the Darkenfold. You left the town of Innsmeet about 6 days previously. You've cut through about half of your rations. You were heading south with a little bit of a tip on a dungeon. You plundered the dungeon, got into something of a wicked fight, ended up setting the dungeon on fire to kill these hobs. Got out of there with your loot. Like I said, four bags of jingling coins and one small trunk, maybe 2 feet by a foot and about 6 inches deep, something like that. And you just fled. You know, some of the hobs survived. It wasn't particularly a mission of extermination, so you're just getting out there with your loot and letting the hobs figure out whatever they're doing. You've wandered for about a half a day or so, going in a general northerly direction. The ranger, the half-elf, Wayne, that's you, right? Kind of guiding you on your way. You've got, like I said, probably 5, maybe 6 days to get back to Innsmeet, and this is where you find yourself. So right now you're in a rather open flank of a hill with a little bit of scrub all along the northern flank of this. You've just come over the top, going in a northerly direction and down this hill with little scrub oak all over the place. And there's a thicker forest in front of you. And of course, as a quick recap for you guys that may not know, and for everyone out there that doesn't know, the Darkenfold is an extraordinarily ancient wood. It is somewhat itself sentient. It is a cornerstone of the world of Erd during the long millennial dark when the dark god Unklar ruled. The Darkenfold is one of the few places that he could not conquer because of the power within the forest. Now, it's called the Darkenfold for a reason. Much of it is peopled by very, very ancient trees that have a very thick, old, gnarled, blackish gray bark on them that tends to absorb light. So if you have a torch or a lantern or a light spell, generally speaking, if you're in a heavily forested part of the Darkenfold, the light is cut in half. So if you've got a torch, which is 30, 40 feet, you're going to be able to see about 20 feet. Now, obviously, beyond that, there's ambient light, that the light carries a little bit, but the trees tend to absorb it. So the Darkenfold earns its name. It actually earns its name, and weaving through it can be kind of tough at night, but this is where you find yourselves. Moving north, 4 bags, I'll assume, 1 bag on each person, and one of you's carrying the trunk, and the ranger you're leading, and wizard, I'll assume you're in the middle. So let's do a real quick, and starting with Antiquus, give us a quick character description and what you're playing.
Hey, my character's name is Harlan Darkhand. He was a former scribe. That's where he says the name Darkhand came from the ink stains on his hand. Actually, he's a level 3 rogue, and at this point is trying to develop his efficiency at theft and backstabbing. Let's see. And that is all I've got right now.
All right, and Art of Mike Disney.
Yes, I am playing Simon Flynn. He is a human wizard. He's pretty tall and gangly, and looks very weak and meek. Pale skin, long black hair, but a friendly a friendly face, but just doesn't look very healthy. That's all.
All right. Lord Redthorn.
I'm Lord Redthorn. I'm a human knight. I'm of noble birth, and I'm rich on pride, but poor on resources. Thus, out and about.
Sparky.
I am playing a level 3 dwarf fighter named Oric Rinbelly. He is a fairly average-looking dwarf. Not too tall, not too short, long black braided beard and long shaggy hair, and his life's pursuit is loot and mayhem.
Loot and mayhem. Zerathon.
I am playing Max Power, the halfling rogue. I'm fresh out of prison, and I'm looking to make some money.
Aren't we all? All right, Wayne.
Yes, I'm playing a ranger half elf, about 5'5", brown hair. He does have a lot of scars on his face, and he's out exploring.
All right. So you guys, in your kind of ragged band at this point, you've been in the woods for a good 7 or 8 days. A little bit dirty, clothes torn here and there. A little bit tears in your clothes and whatnot. Skin scratched here and there. Insects have not actually begun to hound you. It's much too early in the spring for that, though. That nightmare comes relatively soon. Give me a quick idea, and you guys can role play it out if you want, of your marching order. You're in a forest. Right now, you're on the side of a hill that just has scrub all over it. It's pretty spread out. So you guys can spread out as much as you want. You can get a linear fashion or in a tight group, whatever, what have you.
I assume I have my mount. Are we all mounted, or is it just me?
No, just you. Let's assume you left your mount in Innsmead.
Fair enough. I'll still offer to lead.
Okay. I'll bring him to the rear.
I sold your mount, by the way. I meant to tell you.
Thanks.
I don't
Whoops.
I don't know if we meant yeah. Sorry, I didn't think you needed it anymore.
That's how we afforded all those rounds of drinks the other night.
Our mount.
Our mount. All right, so the knight's leading. I assume the ranger, Wayne, you're up there.
I'll be up there looking for I'll be up looking for game trails to make our travel a little bit faster, as well as less dangerous for trips.
Okay. Anyone that's doing anything in particular, you're just kind of moving in a ragged fashion down the hill, letting the terrain determine how you're walking.
I'm keeping an eye on our rear.
Okay.
I'm staying off to the side as close to the brush as I can right now.
Okay. Wizard?
I'm doing the same.
I feel like I should be stealthy right now, based on my level of anxiety now that you're giving me. What do you want? Tell me the party.
There's nothing to fear here.
We're just walking through a field. I'm stealth.
I have a bad feeling about this.
It's like watching one of Jay's games, and like they go to the minis, and it's like, all right, I detect traps. Of course you're going to detect traps. You're about to have an encounter. Right. Sorry.
All right, so I'm going to assume that Darkhand, Simon, and Max and Oric are carrying the bags, and Wayne, Redthorn, you've got the trunk. So Wayne, you're keeping your hands free as you track or search for game trails. Does that sound fair?
That and keeping an arrow knocked, ready to shoot possible game we may need to eat.
Okay, that's actually a good question. Does anyone marching or walking with weapons in hand?
I have my axe.
Well, I have my staff, so that's automatically in my hand, and I walk with it. So
I have my crossbow.
I would assume not if I'm carrying a trunk.
Okay, it's pretty small, but yeah. So you kind of got it slung on your shoulder or back or however you're hauling. So, are you going to stop at any point and look in this stuff? Or are you trying to get down and off of this hill and look for some cover? You got about 2 hours of daylight left. You got about maybe 15 minutes down this hill. Then you're going to get into a slow, flat bottom country. It's probably going to take you about 10 minutes before you get back into the forest proper itself. At any point, Wayne, at any point along there, depending on how and when you want to camp, you can find some kind of rudimentary shelter, a ledge on the side of the hill, or some brush if you want to get under that, or the trees if you want to push a little further on.
Certainly.
Something that covers us
defensive
above.
camping spot.
Yeah, something good and defensible.
So what is good and defensible? You like a ledge, or what are you looking for?
Yeah,
Underneath
I would
a
say
ledge.
low side of a ledge.
Okay. All right, so you move down. It takes you maybe 5 or 6, 7, 8 minutes to get down about halfway down this hill. The sun begins to dip over the western horizon. You can see the Rhodope Mountains in the west, just beautifully highlighted by the setting sun. When you find this ledge that runs 300 or 400 feet along the northern flank, you kind of come onto the top of it, but you can easily maneuver your way around it. And like I said, it goes about 300 feet, so you can get kind of underneath the ledge. So you've got the hill behind you, giving you protection from what's above, and you've got a good clear vision of the forest in front of you, and a little bit of bottom land that's beyond that. Everybody, give me a spot check, and half elf add 4 to your spot check's a wisdom check, and remember to add your level and any wisdom bonus that you have.
You roll d20 for that.
Yep. And start at the top. Darkhand, what'd you get? What'd you get?
1.
Wow.
We're beginning Art of Mike Disney.
Wow.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I got a 6, I think.
Wow.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I got a 6, I think.
Wow.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I got a 6. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing here. I got a 6. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing here. I got a 6. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing here. I got a 6.
I got a 21.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I got a 6.
I got a 21. I got a 21. I got a 21.
Explain very quickly.
You're a veteran.
Game run. So Castles and Crusades. I didn't even think about this, but it's an extraordinarily simple fantasy role-playing game. We basically took the open gaming license and created Castles and Crusades. So all of the classes that you have, you're going to be familiar with. Of D&D that you're particularly fond of. The huge difference in Castles and Crusades, not only do we have a gigantic amount of resource material published, but it's the siege engine. So the siege engine is the basic mechanic on how everything works. You're going to have 2 types of attributes: primary attributes and secondary attributes. I don't know how you got your character sheets, if you downloaded them or whatnot, but it should be marked on there. If it's a primary attribute, your base chance to succeed any attribute, or that attribute check, is 12. If it's a secondary, your base chance to succeed is 18. Anytime I ask you to make an attribute check, you're going to roll a d20, you're going to add your level to it, then you're going to add whatever attribute bonus you have and let me know. Actually, we're going to do a little bit different. And if it's a primary attribute, you're going to add 6 to it. So level, attribute bonus, and if it's a primary, you add 6 to it. And then you're just going to let me, you're going to let me know what number you rolled. And on my end, I take that 12, 18, that base chance to succeed, and I'm going to add a challenge level to it. It's from anywhere between negative to a gazillion, whatever I want it to be.
Yeah, I downloaded the one of the pre-gens they were provided, and it's all pretty clear. I really like these character sheets. It makes what you just said kind of gel.
Yeah, so it's an extraordinarily simple game. One of the things that and I actually discovered this late because I came from Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. I didn't play 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or I haven't played 5th. I played AD&D and went to C&C. And one of the things I found out, I love AD&D, but one of the things I found out about when I started playing Castles and Crusades, because we'd been publishing it for about 6 months before I actually began playing it regularly, because I didn't want to quit AD&D. But the siege engine, this attribute check system, is insanely versatile, both for players and the CK, the GM. And the GMs can use it for anything. And there's no really hard and fast rules on what we do. So I might have a wizard, if you're swimming a river, I might have a wizard make an intelligence check. It doesn't have to be a dex check. It's whatever the CK wants it to be, and then they go from there. So it really gives the CK a whole lot of wiggle room in using the attributes to propel the story one way or the other. And on the character side, player side, it allows you to build your characters kind of how you want your character to be built by picking your primary attributes. And just as a side note, to kind of balance things between humans and demi-humans, because demi-humans have so many abilities, humans get 3 primary attributes, demi-humans get 2 primary attributes. So that's kind of a significant difference, but it gives you a kind of a motivation to play a human. It's not just, kind of, I'm a human, so I play a human. It's kind of what I do, but it gives you a mechanical drive to do that. So whenever I ask you to make an attribute check, just add your level and your bonus, and if it's a primary, add 6. Let me know what you got, and we'll go from there. All right. So any questions on that?
All right. What was the bonus again for primary?
So whatever your attribute is, so what say I said a wisdom, what's your wisdom?
Is a 15.
A 15, I think that's a +1, so your character sheet should have that written down next to it, hopefully, if you got a pre-gen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the
There
bonus.
we go.
That's your attribute bonus. Gotcha. Yeah, your level's 5, I think, as a wizard. Wisdom is +1, so there's +6. If it's a prime, you'd have a +12.
I'm a ranger.
Was that you, Wayne? I thought the wizard was so on the ranger, if it's is it a primary attribute for you?
Wisdom, yes.
Yeah, so with that, you're going to add 6, and then you're going to add your level, which should be 3, I think, and then your attribute bonus of 1 for a total of +10, whatever that came up to. 6 + 3 + 1, +10. Yeah, let's go with that.
That way, I didn't roll a 21. I rolled a 26.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds more like it. Okay, so and obviously, you have any questions, just ask as we go along. It's like I said, it's painfully simple. It seems kind of a little difficult because but it's not. Once you start playing it a little bit, it's just crazy simple. And once you start running games, if you ever do start running games in CNC, you'll learn the versatility of the Siege engine because it lets as a DM, you've got a mechanic for anything that the players try. Absolutely anything that they try, which, as you guys know, players try the craziest good things. So it's no, not that. It's very helpful. And never that. All right, so range half elf, you spot it first, but the eyes of Sparky and Zerathon following the ranger. Even as you're kind of getting underneath this ledge, the clouds clear up just a bit as the sun catches the light of what you all recognize as Alice's Ridge. That is a good 3.5 days from where you guys are, so you know you're heading in the right direction. That ridge, Alice's Bluff is what it's called. And that bluff is about 1.5 days south of Innsmead. So you know if you can orient and get to there, you should be able to get your loot and out of the forest and off to buy the knight's horse and a hack or whatever you guys did with that thing. Whoever you sold it to.
It was Butcher.
Don't. That's not good. All right. So this ledge that you're on, you've got a slight cliff above you, maybe 12, 14 feet tall. It's pretty rocky, a little bit of moss growing on it here and there, a little bit of water trickling out. And in front of you, like I said, the hill goes down another 300 or 400 feet into this slight bottomland. How are you guys going to camp? The ledge itself is probably 6 feet wide, give or take.
I advise people, you have some crampons or anything, secure it to the wall and tie yourselves to the wall to prevent yourself from falling.
Yeah. The fall in front of you, so the fall in front, you really got, like, the hill comes down and then you got this cliff here and then the hill goes. So there's not much of a fall. This is just a kind of a break in the hill, a cut in the hill where a little cliff is kind of, formed through erosion and whatnot. So they're really, to tie off, probably not necessary. And might be disadvantageous if something should abound in the night.
Wedge the treasure in down at the base of the hill, base of the ledge.
Okay.
Surround it.
Are you going to go through it at all? Or are you going to do that later?
There's an option to go
quiet.
I thought. Well, you're saying, are we going to go through the loot that we hauled off right now?
Yeah.
Why not?
I figured we'd at least do it after we got the camp set.
Yeah, I'd get the camp set first.
Yeah, get dinner going and
Yeah. Then we can look it over and fight over who gets what.
Yeah.
For 3 hours.
All right. So, are you going to get a campfire going? That's the first question.
do we feel? Are we being pursued?
You don't think so? You've been heading out of that dungeon for about maybe 3-4 hours, and you haven't seen sign of it. And you killed a lot of the hobs and you burned their house down, so they're probably recovering from your rather.
I look at the ranger. I'm like, a fire would be nice, but is that safe here? Is it gonna make a bunch of smoke? Whatever. I don't want the hobgoblins.
Yeah. I look at the party and say, let him come. I need another fight.
All right.
I'll give depends on the breeze that's coming up through this, is whether or not we can actually build one for the smoke, but also if it can be shielded from sight.
So you get a very slight breeze coming out of the west. It's the touch of the anvil wind. It's going to bring rain very soon. As spring comes into the Darkenfold. You've got a lot of dry wood around where you are. Probably get a decently smokeless fire going. But anything south of you, because you're on the side of this hill at the base of this cliff, anything north of you, it's not going to see you at all. But anything south of you for many a mile, if you can see that Alice's Bluff from where you're standing in the dark with a little fire burning, someone's going to be able to see you as well.
It's doable. A fire's doable, but it's very risky. We'll be exposed to anybody towards where we're going.
I throw my hands up and say, I don't care. I just want to look at the loot.
Look at the loot.
Yep.
All right, so we'll assume no fire, and in the failing light, you guys are going to go through what you gathered from the hobs.
How dark is it, Steve?
Do what?
How dark is it? Would I be able to see still?
Yeah, you can still. You probably got about an hour of light or so. You guys could push on down and into the forest if you were inclined. You've still got a little bit of daylight.
Let's wait till morning.
Yeah, better to secure the treasure, make it easier to carry.
Yeah, this is a simple, safe place.
All right, so you guys up into these 4 bags. Wayne, do you have a question?
I want to point out, while everybody's going through the treasure and everything, the ranger wants to keep his eye out because he might actually see some light from somebody's campfires.
Okay.
Towards where we're going.
All right. So you guys up into these 4 bags of loot that you got from the hobs. Even as the third one is poured out, you kind of poured onto the ground. You kind of realize that your take was not so great. There's about 300 silver here and maybe 10 gold pieces in total. So it was a poor hobgoblin's hovel that you that you looted and burned down. You do still have the trunk. Popping it open, there is a very, very ragged platform with velvet on it that is old and faded and threadbare. But there are 4 small potions in there, small vials of clear liquid in there. Not clear liquid, clearly liquid in there.
Harlan, user, can you identify those?
Harlan immediately offers to inspect all of the loot for the party just to make sure that it's really gold.
I take a bite out of the gold coin.
Yeah, there you go. It does seem to be silver and gold, just not much of it.
Casually pocket a piece or 2.
Yeah.
The potions, it doesn't take much to, when you're looking at them. One has a runic. 3 of them have the same runic device, which is an ancient Enochian symbol that means healing, and then the other one is the same language that it has a little runic device that says "fly" on.
Oh, look! It has my family crest on it. It must be mine.
Easy, Tiger. Probably distribute the healing potions amongst the frontliners. Who's a frontliner? Yeah, the knight, the fighter, and who else?
The ranger.
Yeah, the ranger.
Ranger would take one.
I do all the heavy lifting. Give me one.
And then the flying potion, give it to the magic user. He's probably gonna get killed anyway, so might as well let him distract the archers as he goes to try and fly away. So this way I can make a smooth getaway. I mean, because we want him to survive.
I remind him he's now indebted to my family for this gift that I've given him.
I'm certain your family would offer the reward.
You'd sell your own mother up if you knew who she was.
What if we could get more gold if we just took him hostage and ransomed him back to his family?
I'm offended. I never knew my mother.
That's what I'm saying.
Poorly there, Dark Hand. It went sideways very quickly.
It's the woods. It affects you in ways that we don't understand fully.
I'm sorry, my gold fever. My gold fever is just acting up. Don't take it personally.
All right, Wayne, give me a spot check. So that's going to be a wisdom check. Remember, add your level. If it's prime, add 6 and your attribute bonus.
Gotcha. 30.
So you rolled a natural 20.
Yeah.
Good lord. All right, so you kind of sitting there, half listening to your comrades distribute this vast wealth that they took from the Hobbs. And looking down in the woods seem a little bit odd. Something on your half-elven senses is standing on end, and then you hear this thumping noise. It's very clear for maybe 3 thumps, and then it dies off.
Is it like a drum thumping or like a heavy foot on the ground thumping?
It sounds more like a hollow log. Someone hit a hollow log. You know that it shouldn't carry. The sound itself should not carry. In the woods, sound carries very strangely as it reverberates off of trees hither and yon, and you've got open space in front of you. So if it is indeed a log, it's oddly placed for it to come to you so clearly.
Does the ranger know about signals like sound signals, drum signals?
As a half elf, yeah, you might give me an intelligence check to see if you've got some kind of idea.
Plus level.
Again, add your level
18.
and your attribute bonus, and if it's a prime.
It's not a prime.
Okay.
Grand total 18.
Something is itching at your memory that some kind of creature actually communicates by either its foot or maybe its tail thumping on the ground, or maybe even it's some kind of toad-like creature that croaks this loud, and it's very, very distinctive, and it's how it communicates with other parts of its packer.
It's a dire beaver, guys.
It's a dire beaver beating
Not the dire beaver.
Dire werebeaver.
The dangerous part there is pack, more than one.
Yeah, if it is definitely this, it's communicating to someone.
Since I don't understand drum language, it probably might be a warning about us, might be a warning about somebody else, but definitely more than one out here.
Does the ranger have any idea of range?
Relatively certain because of the cliffs behind you that it's coming from the forest, but he can't quite tell how far it is.
Just start shooting arrows out to the forest. Yell, get some.
How about a fireball in the forest?
Fireball would definitely do something.
You just fireball your pathway through the forest and take a couple of days.
You like that scene in Predator, whatever, where they just, they see it for a second and then they just start shooting and then down goes the forest. Yeah.
We could use fireball as walking artillery.
There are no druids in the party. Let's go for it.
I have advanced. I have advanced senses.
What's his name? The first when he was fighting the Welsh, because the Welsh would hide behind bushes along the roads and ambush his forward troops. He cut this huge swath of like 100 feet wide in Wales as his army shot through the walls.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Just cut the damn trees down. So you hear it again. So there's another one now that you're paying attention and you're all kind of looking in that direction. You hear it again, and there's two this time, and it's coming. This one's distinctly coming from the left. The other one you couldn't.
That don't sound good.
I'll
I'm gonna try to
pull out my
judge
longbow
distance.
and look over that away.
I stealth.
I try to hide.
Everyone, give me a spot check at this point. It's going to be a wisdom, add your level bonus, and then 6 if it's a prime.
Oh, 23.
21.
18.
18.
17.
21.
Just about everyone saw it except whoever rolled a 17. And you guys are kind of peering forward. You see this creature kind of move out. It's definitely lizard-like, definitely bipedal. It's walking forward. It's maybe about 5 feet tall. You can't quite tell because it's leaning forward so aggressively, clearly looking up the hill towards the cliff that you guys are perched beneath. Very, very small arms, a long, long tail behind it, kind of dragging through the brush. And you can see on the tail is this large, knobby, crusted piece of flesh or bone or something that it doesn't seem to actually be, like most animals that use their tails to run or to set their balance or whatnot. This almost just seems to be like it's dragging an extra limb behind it. It's got a long, long snout filled with teeth. But like I said, it's kind of cautiously moving forward, sniffing the air, looking about. You can't even quite tell if it's seen you yet. You're way out of bow range. You're probably 5, 6, 7, 800 feet away from this creature. Again, it's on the edge of the forest.
You should be able to take care of this while I guard the treasure.
Would we be normally shooting these guys? These lizard folk, or whatever they are?
Pretty much anything in the Darkened Fold that doesn't openly tell you it's friendly should be killed. It's a lot of evil creatures in the Darkened Fold.
And it's coming directly at our position. I mean, it's not just wandering around.
Really cautiously. Now, you can't quite tell. I mean, you guys are up, you're as far away, you're 600 feet away, and you're kind of nestled underneath the cliff, so it's not going to be able to see you really easily. You've got
Is that what
when you brush and whatnot. But it's got that, how like a cat will do when a cat's kind of gone into a hunting pose. It stretches itself out, gets low to the ground, right, and it's sniffing and it's looking. It's trying to figure out what's going on without exposing itself too much. But
this looks like a wild animal. Thanks, Chuck. I love the little bouncing along that he's doing on the Twitch stream to indicate that it's walking. That was great. Nice. Oh, just kill it, or we can ignore it and see if it goes away.
Or distract it, throw a stone somewhere.
Yeah, it's too far away right now for us to hit with the bows, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you could attempt to shoot an arrow at it, but it's probably not going to hit.
Yeah, we could make our ranged weapons ready and watch it to see if it comes this way, and if it gets within range, we light it up.
Yes.
I got a crossbow.
Sling at the ready.
Hand crossbow ready, and hide in shadows.
I have spitballs.
All right, so you guys just kind of hunker down. I assume you're watching the creature. It moves forward maybe 30, 40 odd feet, and then it stops, relaxes quite a bit, as it clearly has not seen you all, and then begins to move to the right. It's right, your left, going kind of in a westerly direction along the flank of the hill. Anyone doing anything?
I want to keep an eye on our sides to make certain that it doesn't have friends surrounding us, because there was a second thumping.
All right, give me another spot check.
Is this the clever girl? Is what we're saying?
19. Yes, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, clever girl. We're all watching
again.
that. They're coming up around our backside. 19.
19 from me.
All right.
21.
Who got the 21?
I did. Sparky.
All right, so you're sitting there, and everyone's kind of looking to and fro, and you see to the west, so to your left, and this creature's actually in the direction it's going. You see another one come out, and this one comes out kind of with no caution in its gait. It trots out, stops, looking around, left, right. It's a little bit bigger than the other one, and then it raises its tail up and hits the ground 3 times, really, really quickly. This one stops, raises the one that you first saw stops, looks up at it, and starts moving towards it in a pretty rapid fashion.
It's a popcorn ready.
Wait, are they like fighting each other?
No, you watch them for about maybe a minute, and then they link up, and then they both go back into the forest.
Oh, they're breeding. Got it.
Yeah, that wasn't a fight.
Yeah,
now we should definitely kill him.
We were almost buzz kills.
All right.
I'm going to sigh relief.
You're going to bed down.
Yeah.
Sounds like somebody already has.
I'm going to bed down with a pang of disappointment. I didn't get to kill one of these things because I'm so bloodthirsty.
All right, you keeping a watch that night?
Yep.
Yes.
Ranger's awake.
I can take first watch.
I'll take second. Third.
How many watches we need?
However many you want. You can do one. You can
All
double
of
them up. 4, 4 watches, 6 watches. Depends on how much sleep you guys want to get.
I mean, I'll take one. I'll take fourth. I'm an overnight guy. I want to make sure though that we get the we're going to divvy up the rest of the loot though before we go to bed.
The gold and silver.
Yeah.
All right. So
I don't trust thieves, rogues.
You got a few in the party. So.
I am one of them. So yeah.
There you go. You divvy up, spread out the gold, and then bed down for the evening, keeping watch. You guys don't hear anything for the better part of the evening. Somewhere mid-morning, whoever's on watch hears the thumping again down in the woods. But nothing comes up and bothers you guys, or if it does, you don't spot it. So by morning, you're slightly refreshed from the yesterday's jog, and you can begin your southern German journey through the woods.
We don't hear Tom Jones in the background.
No Tom Jones in the background.
What would the Tom Jones be? It's not unusual.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking more Barry White, but okay.
I wonder if, like, when those little thumper dudes were thumping away, if we were invisible to them because we were like on stone or something. Who knows? Like, and when we start walking through the woods, we're going to be more visible. Who knows? I don't know. Sandworms, but different.
Yeah, they use sound as tracking.
I don't know. Maybe. Could be. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Do you send that one of the halflings down first to see if?
Yeah, I'll go sneak down there. I'll go have a sneak.
You head down.
Oh well, it's morning. Yeah, we make it through, and
it's morning. You guys are breaking camp.
Yeah, I'm gonna go scout around, looking for ambushes and people.
Either you'll be bringing back a valuable scout report, or you'll be a bite-sized morsel of.
Right. All right, so you head off of this small ledge down the 400 or 500 feet down the side of this hill
as stealthily as possible.
So you're gonna actually move in shadows and kind of try to hide the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
All right, give me two hide checks on that. So it's as a rogue. This is where
it's dexterity. Yep, and it's my primary. So, Shazbot. I rolled a nat 1. So I think I am being like Enter the Ninja, and I am.
You move down maybe about 100 odd feet, and you get into this part of the hill that's as much gravel as anything. You go underneath this small bush that's there. It's a little bit of huckleberries. It's got briars on it. It's tangled in your cloak. You step out, and as you do so, you break off part of that bush. The root system pops out, and a whole section of that gravel just gives way. It slides underneath you and just tumbles down the hill. Not far, 10, 15, 30 odd feet, but it raises a little bit of noise, kicks up a little bit of dust as it does so. The bushes are moving and whatnot. And you all see quite clearly one of these creatures immediately rises out of the brush beneath one of the trees, and it's looking up now clearly at It doesn't see you necessarily. That you don't know because it's still got an angle issue, but it definitely sees this little, gravel section of the hill give way.
That's okay. We got another thief.
So
Well, that was unfortunate.
Halfling, who cares? I got dibs on his loot.
What
I'm
is your
expecting you to do a head dive.
What is your immediate reaction, Zerathon, when the gravel begins sliding? Do you hit the ground? Do you run? Do you?
I want to get out of. I want to make it back to. I want to make whatever problem I'm about to have my party's problem. So I'm gonna book it back to
And scream
the
all
party.
the way.
No, I'm not
Guys,
gonna scream. I'm not gonna scream. But I am headed back to the party at top speed.
All right, you start booking it back up, shout really loud. Obviously, the creature spots you instantly. It thumps the ground 3 times really loud and immediately starts running up the hill. Really, you can at this point before you start crouch below. Its legs are actually rather long, and its tail clearly doesn't impede it, though it looked like it kind of a dead appendage. It doesn't impede its movement as it is moving rapidly up the hill. And as it does so, now Rogue or Halfling, you don't actually see this, you're running up, but the rest of you clearly see it runs about 30 feet, and its small little front legs stick out, and you can see that it's got webbing between its legs and its body, and it leaps, and it half glides and flies about 30 feet, hits the ground, and then continues running and does that again. So its move is extraordinarily fast up this hill.
I wish I kept that flying potion.
I told you.
You're relatively certain the rogue will get to you before the creature gets to it, but you can charge down the hill if you're so inclined, or run away, whatever you want to do.
I'm going to hide.
I'm going to leap to my feet. I'm going to leap to my feet and yell, "Cue violence!" and ready my crossbow and start moving towards it to get in range.
I'm actually going to put away my bow and pull out my sword and shield.
Okay. Shield's out. Wizard, what are you doing?
I am going to follow right behind the fighter and do the same with my staff.
Okay.
I'm going to get a perch.
Hiding.
All right. So the whole party, Knight, Lord Redthorn, you're going down as well? Knight?
I'm sorry?
Lord Redthorn, you going down as well?
Yeah, no, I'm staying on. Grant, are we going down the hill?
The party in this kind of ragged line is beginning to follow the fighter as they run down the flank of the
All right, sure. Hey, can I do one of my class abilities right now?
Absolutely.
I want to inspire.
Okay.
That's not going to make me come out of hiding.
Raw. Take him down!
All right, so the knight leaps forward, and just the sheer presence of the knight in your midst kind of encourages everyone. So that gives them all a bonus for...
A +1 to hit.
Bonus 1 to hit, there you go. All right, keep that in mind as this creature comes tearing up the hill. The rogue... Are you a rogue, actually, Zerathon?
Yep.
Yep, all right, so the rogue passes the dwarf as the dwarf is charging down. Creature's probably 40, 50, 60 feet behind you. Are you going to turn rogue, or are you going to just let the dwarf and ranger and other others?
I'm gonna spin around once I'm like a few feet past the front liner. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you basically just spinning out. So now, quick question. Dwarf's move is about 20. Now, you're going downhill, so you're going to be able to pick up speed pretty easy on that. But Knight, you're a human, and Ranger, you're a half-elf. You guys can outpace the dwarf. Are you going to run with him, or are you going to outpace him? What's the plan there?
Actually, I wanted to take a perch.
Never leave the dwarf behind.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you. I thought you put your bow up and pulled your sword down. Okay, so you're still up on the side of where the cliff is.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So Knight, are you going to pass the dwarf, or are you going to hang with him? I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
I'll hang with him.
Okay. All right. So you two are kind of in the front with with Dark Hand behind the human rogue, and then the wizard behind you guys, and then the other halfling turns and pivots. When you guys clash, you're probably 150 feet from the ledge. So that's where the ranger is. So dwarf and knight, give me an initiative. It's a D10 in Castles and Crusades. Don't add your dexterity or anything like that. Just it's a straight up roll.
8.
Knight, would you get?
8.
Oh, dwarf, would you get?
Sorry, I'm having some internet issues. What am I rolling?
Initiative. Sorry, a D10.
Okay, D10. Let's see here. Nope, I don't need that. Do I add any modifiers to that?
The way I run it, it's just a straight up roll.
Okay, I rolled 3.
I think officially Castles and Crusades might allow the dexterity bonus, but I don't. So it's just what you roll. All right, so this creature leaps. It actually leaps at the dwarf. As you're running forward, you can see there's no hesitancy in the creature. It's probably 20 feet out when it opens its legs, opens its front legs, the membrane spread wise as it leaps up and into the air, and it attempts to land upon you, dwarf, with claws and the fangs and the whole mess. What is your armor class?
18.
That started out piss poor. All right, hold on. I gotta read this crazy book. Why did we do it like this? Poor.
Oh, we're grappling, aren't we?
Oh, okay. So it doesn't have that. What am I doing? Okay, so the way in my game, if you roll a natural 20, it's maximum damage plus a D4. If you roll a 1, you drop your weapon. If you roll a 1 when you're shooting a bow, I'm going to have you roll a D6. And if you roll a 1 through 5, you break the string. If you roll a 6, it breaks the arrow. Really, really simple. But it lands upon you with the full weight of its body, smashing into you, dwarf, tears into your shoulder for 7 points of damage. The tail whips around and smashes you in the backside, but your backpack deflects most of its rage from that. So you can take a swing, and Knight, you can take a swing as well. So it's going to be a D20 with your base to hit. That should be written down on your character sheet there. It's probably 2 for the Knight and 3 for the fighter, I'm guessing.
23.
23, that hits. You clearly run the creature through.
Okay. My bonuses. Do I discard my other bonuses and just use the base hit, or do I?
Your base to hit and your strength bonus and any magical bonuses that you have.
Okay. Then, because I have really good. I got a 19.
Okay, yeah, you hit as well. You're using an axe and you're using a sword, Knight. Is that correct?
8 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And let's see here. Woo.
Are you sure it's not trying to mate with you too? Like
it might be 10 points of damage.
Holy Christmas! Axe buries into the creature's side, splitting the membrane and into its hip, and the Knight comes forward, runs the creature through. Archer, Ranger up on the hill. You can take a shot if you want. If you roll a 1, 2, 3, or if you roll a 1, it's going to be a fumble. If you roll a 2, 3, or 4, you have a chance of hitting one of your comrades. I can't hear you.
Sorry. I'm gonna see if I can spot any of the other creatures coming out.
All right, give me a spot check on that. Human Rogue, you're down there as well. You ran down too, right? So what are you doing while this fracas is going on?
Trying to work my way behind
29.
the creature.
You easily do that this round. You do not see anything, Wayne. You don't see anything else in the woods. Wizard, you're still up there. You're right behind. You see the dwarf's right in front of you. Creature lands on it. Knight loops around, stabs at the creature. Creature's in the side, and you can see the rogue is circling up behind to get behind the creature. What do you do?
Magic missile.
All right, fire away. And Halfling Rogue, you're pivoting at this point to get back into the fracas.
Yeah, looping around back.
All right. What kind of damage do I got? Is it?
What do I roll for magic missile?
So at 5th level, I want to say it's 2d5, but I'm not going to swear to that. It might be 3. 2d5, 2d4. Good God.
I thought it was like 3 missiles, and it's I don't know.
Right. I always let the players do all this. I don't have any idea what's going on outside the screen. I think they change the spells all the time too, because they seem to do different stuff at different times. So. Essay, magic missile. 2 at 3rd level, 3 at 5th level. So it's 1d4 plus 1. So you got three missiles, each at 1d4 plus 1.
All right. That's 11 points altogether.
All right, it strikes the creature all over its chest and into its neck. It doesn't seem to react at all to this tremendous damage that you guys have done to it, but continues to aggressively attack the dwarf. So everybody, give me an initiative at this round.
3,
including the ranger.
Are you still spotting? You're trying to take a shot.
5.
7.
I got a 2, so anyone got above a 2, go ahead and swing. Are you going to take a shot, Ranger, or are you...
Nice.
What's the risk of hitting the others?
Okay, hold on. I'm getting all kinds of crazy feedback. Let's stop and talk. Antiquus, you jump in to stab it in the back. What did you get to hit?
Rolled a 17 plus 3.
17 hits. And then, Wizard, what are you doing this round?
I will cast another magic missile.
All right, go ahead and give me the damage on that. Wayne, were you shooting or are you going to spot?
I'm spotting.
Okay, give me another spot check on that. Lord Redthrone, what did you get to hit?
16.
27.
It's... You do not see anything, Wayne.
Is 16 a hit?
Yeah, that 16 hits. Sparky, what do you got?
I rolled a 9, but I also rolled a natural 1. So.
Okay, a 9 for initiative. Gotcha. You drop your axe. Creature's just 2 for Zerathon. You can jump in and stab if you want.
I was going for a back attack. Can I get that in?
Next round you can. You can circle back around and do that next round.
All right, that's what I'm going for. I'm going for the back attack.
All right, let's jump back around. And Tigris, what kind of damage?
4 total.
All right, magic missile damage.
10.
Good heavens. Red Thorn, what kind of damage do you do?
9.
All right. Even as you're circling around, this horrific amount of damage and blows you guys are stabbing and pelting it with magic missiles, it slumps off of the dwarf and falls to the ground, kicking and sighing into oblivion.
About time you guys killed this thing.
Breakfast is served.
Good thing I joined in.
He's back
Is there anything else on the horizon?
You don't spot it. 4 seems to be
none that I saw.
So are these good eating, Ranger? What are these things? What did we just kill?
Good question. What are these?
It is one of the lesser worms. It's called a Nakal dragon.
Do we know if they're naughty or nice?
They're evil. They're definitely evil. Whether they're
How do
edible
they
or not,
no?
you'd have to gut it and drain it, and it would take the better part of the morning to make a meal of this creature.
Oh, it's a spiked tail, right?
The tail is it's got spikes coming off of it, but it really looks like a gigantic wedge of scabs. Just, it's not anything that's really discernible.
Would the ranger know how to use the tail to communicate with the other creatures if we see them?
You could try, but it would be... You could definitely try, definitely. It would be tough.
That sounds like a no, but I would like to see you try anyway.
I would love to see you try. I won't be anywhere near you when you do it, though.
You stay here.
Maybe call out. So just
you play with the tail. We're heading out. Have fun.
Everybody grab a handful of oats.
Ranger?
No tail for me.
All right. So y'all gonna pack up and head into the woods? Or you gonna wait and see if the other one shows?
Tail's the best part.
After seeing our might, he ran.
Yeah, I know. I'm 8 years old.
We all are. We all
It's
are.
all good.
All right, guys. So since we're all awake now, let's go.
Yeah, is it just me or is everyone getting lag? I'm getting horrific lag. Is it just me?
I'm having some issues.
I'm not having
You sound
any
good to
lag.
me, though.
Yeah, your audio's good, but your
videos.
Your video's a little choppy.
Yeah, chops for us.
Looks like you're doing the robot. Very slowly.
Audio's been great. The video's the only thing lagging.
Yeah. That's.
I'm getting. It's got to be my internet then, because you guys are like still, and then suddenly you're over here, and then you're over here, and the sound's just completely and random. So that helps, Sparky. That really helps. We can all just sing Mr. Roboto. All right, so oh yeah, I can see mine freezing up like crazy over here. That's nuts. I gotta have. I don't know. We just had fiber optics put in. What the hell? I don't know. All right, so you guys pack up, head off down the hill.
It could still be local wireless. Like, are you hardwired into your internet, or are you using Wi-Fi?
I am not hardwired. I'm on Wi-Fi.
Well, that could be it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I'm kind of wondering if it's a Discord issue, because his Tuesday and Thursday streams are always just awesome.
And they're from here, where he's at now?
Yeah, it's the exact same setup. I don't change. I don't touch anything because it'll break. Anything I touch breaks.
Are you streaming the Defeated in the background there, like watching it? All right.
Yeah, it is interesting because I didn't think about it. My Twitch channel doesn't have this issue. But it's all magic to me. All right, so you guys pack up, head off down the hill. And into the woods, making a beeline for what you hope is Alice's Bluff. Somewhere around mid-morning, the human Darkhand, is that who you are? Darkhand, you're kind of off to the left a little bit, and you spot one of those creatures. It's maybe 100 feet off. The woods are a little bit thick now. You got a little bit of underbrush, and like I mentioned earlier, it's early spring, so stuff's just beginning to bud. So you've actually got a decent field of view, even in the forest, maybe 150 feet from where you are, and it's pacing you. It's just moving along at a casual pace, but definitely at the same pace that you and your comrades are moving at.
I signal the party and let them know we have a fan club.
Should we deal with it now, or should we deal with it later?
That was easy.
Yeah, let's kill it.
Just kill it.
I ready my crossbow. I want to kill another one.
Do you think it's just one?
I'm sure it's just one. We only saw two.
There you go.
They're a pack. Pack is more than one or two.
What if it wants revenge?
Unless it's a 2-pack.
Maybe we kill this mama. Maybe we kill this lover. We should kill this one.
Good 2 packs of sugar.
We have any trees for cover, or is it strictly brush?
You're in a forest proper. You've got good stout.
I'm hiding behind the night
there, so plenty of places to climb, definitely, and large boles of trees to get around. The ground's kind of broken, so the halfling dwarf maybe could even find cover, in some torn up roots or shallow trenches.
Well, I think
cover.
Can the ranger hit it with the bow from here?
Oh yeah, 200 feet.
Yeah, I can't then.
Take a shot.
Get his attention.
I'll take a poke at it.
I'm going to see if I can climb a tree just to scout a little further out.
Hide. Okay. Let's make him more attractive. Let the ranger look more attractive, like he can think he can take him.
Okay.
Can I get a hit on it with my crossbow at this range?
You got a light or a heavy crossbow?
Light.
It's going to be. I think it's at the end of your range, so -2 from your shot. But
okay.
So take your shot, ranger and dwarf. The mechanism makes a loud clacking noise as the bolt hurls out and into the forest proper.
I got an 18.
You thump the creature in the side. Wayne, what'd you get?
+4 would be dirty 20.
Yeah, you hit it. You thump it.
I did 3 damage.
Wayne?
I'm doing 3 damage.
All right, both bolts hit it. The bolt actually goes into the creature's side. The arrow thumps into it and bounces out, though clearly causing a pretty decent gash in it. The creature hisses and leaps to the left and runs very fast off in kind of roughly a westerly direction away from the party.
Let's hunt down.
Are you going to pursue it?
He's probably going to go get help.
I'll go try to gather my arrow back just to see how much damage I'm not penetrated.
You head in that direction. Dwarf, you're
As a
both
party.
Do what?
party heading that way.
I'll go with the ranger as I reload.
Let's
start walking on.
All right, it's 200 feet. It takes you a couple, 2 or 3 rounds. By the time you get to where the creature was struck, you clearly hear to the south. So from the direction you've come, in the direction roughly of the cliff, you hear this thump, 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 and then off to the east, another thump, 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 and then another one a little bit further, thump, 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 and then one off to the west, another one. And then it's a lot of thumping coming from this broad arc.
The natives are restless.
Definitely more than 2.
There's definitely more than 2, yeah.
Minimally 4.
Oh, fun.
Did anyone take any damage last time? We got this.
I marched to the beat of my own drum, not these.
Should we prepare to? Should we brace?
Brace.
Impact?
Yep.
All right. I get up a tree and get my sling out over wherever the melee is going to be fighting.
I'm gonna find cover behind the tree and ready my crossbow. Peeking around.
Shocker, I am also climbing a tree.
Okay, so you guys are gonna huddle down and fight. That's the idea.
Or run like hell. We choose.
I shake my fist.
I don't care, but because I've got so much lag, I can't tell who's doing what. So,
The thieves are reliving their youth and climbing trees right now.
Yeah. I'm shaking my fist at the tree climbers and saying only cowards take cover in trees.
So you're down there by yourself? Is everyone?
Yeah, everybody's going to block.
What kind of armor does he have when he says that?
Did he have?
What kind of armor you got, Sparky?
I have mail.
Okay.
The air is much better up here.
Is that what you do to be tall?
Yes.
Right. I'm going to start at the top. Antiquus.
I want to be big.
I
wish.
Do you go up and into a tree?
I'm climbing a tree.
All right. Art of Mike Disney, what are you doing?
I followed the ranger, so whatever he's doing, that's what I'm doing.
All right, good deal. You're behind the ranger. Redthorn, I'm assuming you're not climbing a tree?
No. Fight!
We
our knights
we
can
have
spell.
evolved our technology. Sparky, what are you climbing? You're staying next to the knight, I assume.
Yeah, I'm staying down on the ground behind a tree and judging everybody above me.
Okay, Zerathon, what are you doing?
I'm climbing up a tree, and I got my sling out, and I get ready to whip the. Yep.
Okay.
Are you
in the same tree as Antiquitas, or are you?
I want to be in a tree that our melee is in front of, so that I'm not they don't go scrambling, flying, whatever up the tree immediately.
Okay.
But I want to be able to. I want to cover them with bullets.
Got it. So you're in the tree and they're kind of gathering around. Antiquus, that's a good question. Do you get in that tree? Or you get in your own tree?
I get in my own tree, have my crossbow at the ready when I get up there, and I point out to the dwarf that he has a bald spot as I'm looking down.
I flip a rude gesture.
There you go. Wayne, are you going up, or are you going to hang with the knight, dwarf, and wizard?
I'm staying on the ground, but I'm putting my back to a tree, not standing behind one.
Okay. All right, so essentially what we have a large squat oak that's probably got a bole that's maybe 4 or 5 feet thick. The ranger and the wizard with their back against that facing north, the knight a little bit in front, to the right, I suppose, and the the halfling rogue above them in the tree, the dwarf behind the tree, and then one tree over, about 40 feet over, is the human rogue hanging out. That sound about right? All right, so this thumping goes on for a while, maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes, and starts getting in closer. Human rogue in the tree, you spot something first. Darkhand, you see maybe maybe 300 feet off, you see two of these creatures moving. They have clearly not spotted you all. They're about 10 feet apart. One's a little bit in front of the other one, crouched to the ground, moving slowly, dragging their tails behind them, looking to the left, looking to the right, sniffing the air, and then moving forward a little bit. It's not going to be long before they either spot or scent something.
Can we? How many feet away did you say that is?
Darkhand, you're the only one that sees that at the moment.
Oh, that rogue in the tree. Okay.
Yeah.
I signal a warning without giving away my position to the party to let them know, whether that's throwing something down from the tree at them to warn them.
Look up here! Look up here!
They're not paying attention.
Hey, you guys!
Yeah, I'm not doing the sloth. Not slothing this.
What? I don't understand. Speak louder.
Chaos breaks out.
It's like Steve Martin and
Jesus.
Great outdoors.
Three amigos.
There you go. That's a good movie. I like that movie. Great outdoors. All right. So about another minute passes. Night, you see one directly in front of you, maybe about 100 odd feet. It stops. It looks at you. It thumps the ground twice. And then you can hear other thumps, two thumps almost everywhere, all around you guys.
I thump the ground too.
Do what?
I thump the ground too.
Yes. There you go. Confuse them. About another minute passes. Those three of you in the front, actually you all can see it from your various vantages and whatnot. You see there's three in front, two coming from the left, and another two coming from the right. And they've all clearly oriented on the tree that you are, though all of them probably don't actually see, all of you all. Charge or wait to attack. They're within about 100.
You drink that potion of flying.
Wait to attack.
Okay.
Wait.
All right.
Yeah,
They
holding
stop.
position first.
I want to get the fly, get that information to you, and then we'll get this ruckus going.
Give them one thump, Vasily. One thump only.
So it's going to last. You've got a good about 20 odd minutes of fly that you can do with this potion, and you can move 90 feet around, and you can ascend 45 feet per round, or dive at 180 feet per round.
Or you can dive when it runs out and dive as much as possible.
There you go. All right. They get quiet for a moment, and they're probably within about 75 odd feet. And then that lead one is right in front of the knight. Clearly, those to the left and right can see the dwarf. Those in front can see the dwarf and the ranger and the wizard. Give me an intelligence check, and a ranger, give me a wisdom check.
Just with the wisdom modifier or the level modifier too?
Add your level, and your bonus, and if it's a prime, the +6.
I got 21 altogether.
Is that the wizard?
Yeah, 21, yep.
All right, looking at it, this one that's in front of the knight, that's 60 feet in front of the knight, whatever it is clearly the lead, and it's sizing up which one of you all to target. You know that just instinctively, looking at the way it's acting.
Put some arrows in it before it gets any closer.
Is it in range of a hand
Ranger
crossbow?
has a 25.
Definitely in range of the bow and the crossbow. It's within about 70 feet or so. At night, what kind of armor do you have on?
I've got mail.
Okay, so you're pretty mailed up.
Yeah, I got mail and a large shield.
Good, in case I miss.
You're going to take a shot?
I'm going to take a shot down on it.
All right, fire away.
That was an 11.
Arrow bounces off the creature's hide.
That's a good thing the knight had good armor.
Good lord. All right, Ranger, you taking a shot?
Yes, sir.
All right,
I'm going to take it.
Oh. 11.
That 2 bounces off of it, and as soon as those arrows hit this creature, it thumps the ground once. The 3 to the left immediately come barreling in, or the 2 to the left, sorry, immediately come barreling in. The 2 to the right immediately come barreling in. Dwarf, you can tell those 2 are heading towards you. Knight, you know the 2 on the left are coming at you, and then the 3 in front, the leader and the other 2, are running right towards the Ranger and the Wizard.
I'm going to take a shot at one of the ones charging at me, if I can.
Yep, take a shot.
I got a 14.
That bounces off of the creature's hide. So the next round, you'll have a choice. You can take another shot, and then I'm going to be on top of you. You're going to have to pull your weapon out, or you can drop your bow and pull your weapon out and fight. Initiative. Ranger, you taking a shot this round?
Negative. I'm going to pull out my long sword.
Okay, blade out. Rogue in the tree. Antiquus, are you shooting?
I'm going to
There's
shoot.
2 rogues in the tree.
Yeah.
Other rogue in the tree. Halfling rogue, are you shooting as well?
Yeah, I got a sling though, so short range. So as soon as someone gets within 30 feet, they're getting an arrow bullet.
Dark Hand, what'd you get?
20 that time.
Yep, that hits. Are you shooting at anyone in particular?
The one closest to the knight.
Okay.
That's going to be a 5 in damage.
All right. Bolt thumps into it, and then there's just a clattering of noise as these creatures just fall upon you all. They do so relatively silently, a little bit of hissing, but they're clearly kicking up leaves, brush, and sticks as they leap and jump onto it. We're going to start with you, Knight. One comes in low, the other one leaps, trying to get at you from high, so they're both kind of coming in at you, clearly trying to knock you off balance. Give me an initiative.
9.
Swing.
Ooh. 8.
Usually when your swing is less than your initiative, it's not a good sign.
Nope.
Someone needs to go back to night school.
I was a little disconcerted. Didn't know which one to swing at. Swung between the 2.
There you go. All right, so your blade goes kind of wild. The one that goes low comes in trying to get a hold of your leg. What's your armor class?
17.
Yeah, you easily kind of sidestep that one. The one that's half leaping, half flying. You got a shield?
Yes.
Yeah, it smashes into your shield, grabs a hold of it, chews at your head a little bit, but you use its momentum to kind of throw it off of you and to the side. It hits the ground, rolls back over, coming back at you. Next round, Dwarf, give me an initiative.
9.
You got it. Again, it's kind of the same thing. You got one kind of jumping high. Actually, you're too short to do that. So one's coming in straight on, and then the other one's kind of coming in at your flank. Go ahead and swing. You got initiative on that.
Yeah, I'm going to ready my shield.
You can shoot your sling if you want.
I rolled a natural 20.
Excellent. So you're going to do maximum damage, add your strength bonus, and any magic bonus, and a D4.
And a D4? Okay, so here. Whoa, 15.
All right, now you carve into it. You actually see this is the one that your bolt is stuck into. So you chop into it, crippling one of its arms pretty good. Halfling, would you get on your slingshot?
You mean initiative or my attack roll?
I'm assuming that you're shooting at the one that's attacking, the 2 that are attacking the dwarf. That's
Okay.
right below. You can hold and attack the one.
Yeah, I got an 18 then total. I mean, I had
it.
answers for both questions.
Okay. Yeah. Just go ahead and shoot. I mean, you hit. Give me some damage.
4.
It thumps the creature in the head. It pivots, seeing you, but it continues its attack. It actually doesn't. It pivots into the tree, but we'll get to that in a second. All right. Wizard and Ranger, you guys are in front of the tree. 2 of them are running at you immediately, and then there's a third larger one coming up behind. Give me an initiative, both of you.
I got a 3.
3. Wayne, how'd you do?
Got a 6.
All right, so the one comes in clear, comes in low at you, half elf. What's your armor class?
It will be an 18.
It comes in low, bites you in the leg, 7 points of damage, lifts you up. Give me a dexterity check. Lifts you up, trying to throw you to the ground. And what kind of armor do you have?
I have the boiled leather.
Okay.
The Herbole.
Yeah, the boiled leather. Some crazy French stuff.
7 points.
Yeah.
All right, and a 17 for my dex.
You hit.
Oh, that was my dex save.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you managed to get to your feet. As it lifts you up, you roll, pivot, whatever you do, get out of its jaws, kind of bounce off the tree and stay on your feet. But clearly it was trying to flip you over and to the ground. Go ahead and take your swing. Wizard, you've got one running at you. What are you doing?
I'm flying straight up in the air about 20 feet.
All right. You go up. What's your armor class?
My armor class is a 10.
That's not very good. As you go up, it leaps up, bites you in the foot for 3 points of damage, kind of tears off a little bit of your calf there, mangles it somewhat. Wayne, what did you get?
I had a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Damage will be 9 points.
Damn. All right, you carve into it pretty good. Wizard gets out of the battle, flies up this round. You're roughly equal to where the halfling rogue is hanging in the trees. Now, human rogue, you're like 50-odd feet away in another tree, seeing all this unfold. You have a clear exit if you want to hit the ground.
Run!
All right. Ends that round, beginning this round. So, human rogue, what are you going to do this round?
I'm not going to say it hasn't crossed my mind. I try to work behind the one that's going after the ranger, come down from the tree, so it's going to take a double action to get there, right?
Wait, you're going to take this round to get out of the tree, and then you can work over into the combat.
I'm going to start working down from the tree.
This round, you get out of the tree, dropping down as this fracas, and I'll let you decide whether you actually hit the ground next round, depending on if everyone gets annihilated or not. what's happening?
I like this plan. This is a good plan.
You could just jump off and try to land on its back.
Yeah, there you go. All right, initiative night. We're back to you.
Death from above.
7.
All right, go ahead and take your swing. You hit one. No, you did not hit one, did you? No, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Swing.
19.
Yeah, you got him.
9 points of damage.
All right, you carve into him pretty good. Now, like I said, that one hits the ground, kind of rolls behind. It uses the tree. It leaps kind of half off the tree, trying to bite it at you. It's pivoted you a little bit off from your party, so you're kind of where you were in a line. Now you're facing one direction as you're fighting these two, and the ranger is facing the other direction as he's fighting his two. Clearly maneuvering you to some degree, but no damage this round as they're just chewing and tearing. One bites into your shield, starts yanking it to the left and right, leaves a few teeth stuck into the shield, but no damage. All right, dwarf. So you've got one on you that's pretty wounded, and then the other one that the halfling hit with its sling drops off of you and starts trying to claw its way up the tree very, very quickly. So this round you only have one that's decently wounded attacking you. Give me an initiative.
I got a magnificent 1.
Well, you lose. It comes in. You can see as it chomps into you. As this one, as it bites, its tail slaps around too. So it's getting 2 actions. What are 2 attacks? What is your armor class?
18.
It hits you. It bites into you for 3 points of damage. Tail comes around and smacks you in the side. I can never find my D4. For 2 points of damage, and I need you to make a saving throw. It's going to be a Constitution save.
Okay, so
Harlan realizes he forgot something and starts climbing back up the tree.
So that's my roll +6 +1 because it's a prime, right?
Yeah.
27.
And add your level to it as well. Okay.
Oh, I forgot my level, but it's pretty high.
Yeah.
I did very good.
All right, so you managed to fight that creature. Halfling rogue, it's coming up the tree, not easily. It's half flying, half clawing its way, just tearing the bark up, spreading the films between its arms, trying to get up the tree. What are you doing? You drop down and attack it.
So is there any Is there anyone, any of the critters that are engaged with my comrades I could do a back attack, death from above move on? Like just go diving in with my short sword and get it in the back?
Attempt that on one of the ones on the knight or the one on the dwarf. You can try. It's going to be tough because the backstab is kind of you pinpoint an organ to stab or something like that. But you're a skilled rogue. You're in a tree.
I yell death from above, and I drop in.
All right, on the rangers.
Huh?
On the
What's
rangers.
That? Whichever one looks like it's taking some more damage.
Definitely
if
the
any.
rangers.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's definitely the dwarf. Sorry, not.
Okay. Is it just a straight roll? Because my straight roll is a 16.
So first is going to be a dex check. So as you leap out of the tree, trying to get onto the creature's back, that's your dexterity there. So add your level, all of that goobly goo.
Add my level, so that's a 6, 19 plus the 2, so 21 plus. That's it, I think. Yeah.
All right, that's your attack roll there.
No, that's my dex check. You said.
Dex check. You avoid whatever branches and whatnot, drop from the tree, land on the creature's back. Now that one that's half clawing its way up immediately drops with you. It pivots, trying to bite you as you fall down and onto the dwarf, but it actually completely dislodges itself and lands on the ground, even as you land on that other creature's back. So take your swing. Dwarf, did you swing? Did you get a swing this round?
No.
Yeah, go ahead and take your swing. I forgot to. Yeah. And Halfling, take your swing as well.
Well, I got a 16.
I got an 18.
That hits. 16 hits, 18 hits. Both of you hit the beast.
Oh wait, I actually got a 20 something to hit. Whatever, never mind.
Yeah,
back attack. I forgot.
I did 6 damage.
The dog is just watching you, Sparky. Just watching.
I know. I'm actually babysitting him.
There you go.
I did 8 damage. I did 8 damage. If I got the double damage on the back attack.
Okay. Yeah. So you land on it, stab the creature in the side 3 or 4 times. Dwarf clocks it in the side of the head, and it topples to the ground dead at y'all's feet. So the first one goes down. Now in front of the tree. First off, Wizard, you fly up. Even as you fly up, you see the halfling to your right. He screams death from above, leaps out of the tree. So you're in a tree alone now. What are you doing? You got 2 beneath you attacking the ranger, and a third, the leader moving in. Wizard?
Oh, I thought you were talking to somebody else. My bad. I'm like, man, they're taking forever to think. I've got two first level spells left, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast Magic Missile again at one of the most beaten down ones below me.
Okay. All right, so you got there's one in front. There's 2 on the ranger right now. One's pretty wounded. He stabbed it. So give me the 3d4 or whatever it is. While he's doing that, Wayne, give me an initiative.
I got 9 points of damage total.
5.
Swing. Go ahead and swing, Wayne. Mike, would you get on the magic missile? 9.
19.
19 hits.
3 points of damage.
All right, carve into it. The one that was attacking the wizard immediately pivots on you, Wayne. So that's the 2 that you're fighting. What's your armor class?
18 altogether.
All right, so the one that you're fighting comes in, bites you for 1 point of damage. Swings with its tail, smashes into your cured leather, ripping it pretty good, but it doesn't get through the flesh. And then the other one comes in and bites. It too misses. But you see now the leader, who's held off somewhat, starts running in right at you full bore. It'll be on top of you next to melee round. All right, so that ends that round. Beginning next round, human rogue in the tree. Are you going to go ahead and drop? You're going back up in the tree. You want me to recap what you see?
I'm going to reverse my motion and go back down again.
Okay.
Make up your mind. Up or down.
Are you hitting the ground this round, or you
I'm hitting the ground. Yeah, I'm hitting the ground.
Right, so directly in front of you, like 40 feet in front of you, whatever I said, 50 feet, 40 feet between the two trees, you see the dwarf and the halfling. You see the halfling scream death from above. They slay one. One bites at the halfling there, hits the ground, scrambling back to his feet. Those two are pivoting on it. The knight has been driven a little bit forward as he's fighting these two, but the ranger seems to be the most distressed as two are on him, and that third one's running in clearly to attack him, all about 50-odd feet. So at the end of this round, you're going to be moving forward, I assume. At the end of this round, let me know what you're doing, whether it's a missile attack or whatever, and then we'll get to you, all right? All right, so Knight, let's get back to you. Initiative.
3.
All right, we got 2 biting in at you. What's your armor class?
17.
One comes in for 6 points of damage, bites into your arm pretty good, shakes you finally. You kick it off. Go ahead and take your swing.
All right. Oh, 25.
You carve into it, cleave part of its skull.
Oh, 14.
Holy Jiminy Christmas. You cleave part of its skull. It knocks it to the ground. It doesn't actually kill it, but you cleave its skull a little bit, scales and blood flying everywhere. Its head hits the ground with such a thump that it staggers back, somewhat stunned from the blow. Just so next round, remind me, I'll probably forget, but it's out of the combat minimally for a melee round. All right, so dwarf and a halfling. You've got one rolling back to its feet. You get initiative as it tries to get to its feet, so you can attack or run or climb back in the tree or whatever it is you want to do.
I got a 2.
Don't even roll initiative. You get to act before I do it. I'm trying to get to my feet.
Hopefully that wasn't his hit roll. Yeah.
Or was that your hit roll?
I actually wish it was my hit roll because that would have been.
No, it wasn't. Nope, definitely not.
Let's see here. The only saving graces I have. Let's see here. It's.
So on the natural one, it's a fumble. Did you roll a 1?
No, I rolled 4, but 12 total.
Okay, there you go. That does not. You hit the creature in the side, but it doesn't wound it. Halfling, what are you doing? You attacking?
Yeah, I'm going around the backside.
All right, now you're not gonna be able to get a back attack on it this melee round. If you circle around it, you can do that. It's half up against the tree, and of course it's pretty long. It's about 9 feet long, from tail to snout. So getting behind it.
Can I take an attack and move around its backside, or do I got to choose to move around its backside as my action type of thing?
You can do an attacking move this round and next round, depending on where it is and what's going on. Yeah, absolutely. You can try it.
All right, so it gets a little short sword action. I rolled a 19 and then some more bonuses. So
yeah, you got it. It's all going to depend on how much it wants to kill the dwarf.
Ooh, I rolled a 6. I'm going to get some attention here, I think.
Yeah, and he didn't hit it, so it's...
I'm not going to get a back attack on him if it's facing me.
All right, so Wayne, in the front, you've got 2, one to your left, one to your right, and you can see that leader one barreling right in it.
Can I actually... Oh, 10.
You got it. What are you doing? You jump in the tree?
Actually, yes. Because that big one
right,
coming in is he'll crash into the tree, hopefully.
Yeah, they've clearly picked you out as the one to eat. So
Joy.
Do you have a shield in hand?
No.
Okay, so you have one free hand. So here's how it's going to go. You can make a dex check to jump in the tree, no problem. If you drop what's in your left hand, you're going to get no minuses, or in your sword hand, whatever weapon you're carrying. You get no minuses, and you're just going to do a straight-up dex check. If you keep your sword, I'm going to give you a -2.
Minus how much?
-2.
I'll take the -2. I don't want to lose the sword.
One-handed, you
That just means I had. That just means I had no bonus to my deck. That was my modifier.
There you go. It evens out. Is this a prime?
No.
Oh, that's not good.
15.
15, you leap up, you grab a hold of a branch, but you don't quite get up into the tree. You slide back out, hitting the ground a little bit, pivoting even as they all fall upon you with a gusto.
Nuts.
What was your armor class?
It's
I
18.
hear a lot of dice being rolled.
Two bite into you. One grabs a hold of the leather. That does most of it's just damage to your leather, ripping through that, but it does 2 points of damage. And starts yanking you in one direction, and then the other one, picking up the momentum of the pull, bites into you, but he's kind of running forward as he grabs a hold of your hip, clearly trying to push you over. But they don't do that this round. Trying to get So Wizard, you're the only one that has not acted. What do you do?
I'll cast my last magic missile, and I'll do that on the big one.
All right, now just to be clear, there's one wounded one on Wayne, and then the big one, and then an unwounded one.
Yeah, I'll still go with the big one.
Okay, give me some damage. The missiles hurl from above, striking the creature in the side and head.
That's 10 points altogether.
That's pretty good. That gets the creature's attention enough that it at least looks in your direction. All right, that ends that round. Back to you, Knight. So you see the ranger is in a little bit of distress. Of course, you've got 2 on you. But so
Right.
2, you're
1.5.
1.5. Oh, that's right, because you knocked the 1 completely out of the combat. So you're facing, if you're me, you're facing this direction. There's 1 coming at you, right? Immediately to your left, you see the ranger facing in that direction and creatures pushing him off in that direction. So, you can pivot and get into that fracas if you want, or you can keep fighting the one in front of you, however you want to do it.
I'm going to go after the one in front of me.
All right, give me an initiative.
10.
Oh, you got it.
Wow.
Where are we at? Here we are. I started all these hit points at the bottom of my page, and I got no room to write anymore. Everything's dribbling off and going at an angle up and around.
14 to hit.
14, what, to hit?
Yep.
Yeah, you miss. The creature comes beneath you, dodges beneath that, jumps in and bites, misses completely. A little bit disconcerted by his comrade being so clobbered. All right, back to you, dwarf and halfling. Give me an initiative. It definitely is pivoting with you. You disarm it enough. You guys have pushed it up against the tree. Go ahead and swing. Both of you swing. You've pushed it up against the tree so it can't maneuver its tail around easily.
I'm not able to get a back attack on it, probably.
No, not this round.
All right.
14.
14 misses.
So I rolled a 14, and then I got +1, and that looks like it. So 15.
Hey, your BTH is just +1. Well, I guess you're rogue, that's probably. You have no magic, no strength?
I wasn't aware I had magic. I have magic?
No, yeah, if you have it written down. I think you're actually doing tech support. Everyone was supposed to get. You get +3 magic. You can divvy that up like +2 leather.
Oh,
+2 sword.
I'll take a +3 dagger at this first short sword at this point. Yeah, I got a +3 short sword, by the way. So that's a 17 or 60.
There you go.
It's an 18 now to hit.
As
I need a
coincidence, you
plus
have it. Yep.
Give me some damage.
Does a +3 equal a wand of magic missiles, by the way?
So, yeah, that was an 18.
All right. Yes, 18 hits.
Do I add that to the damage as well on this +3 short sword?
You add your strength bonus and that bonus to the damage.
I got no strength. So 6 total.
All right. Cut into it. All right, so where are we at? Human, I forgot to actually end. We got to back up a little bit because last round you were supposed to take an action. So you had dropped out of the tree. What are you doing?
In a great humanitarian effort to prove that there's honor among thieves, I'm going to go after the one that's fighting Josh right now.
That's me. The other rogue.
Who's Josh?
I'm the other rogue. I'm Josh.
Okay. All right, so you're barreling forward now. So now this is last round because we forgot to. So you're running forward. You see Josh and the dwarf actually push their creature up against the tree, and then the one that's fighting the knight actually has its back to you.
You've given me opportunity, I see.
You do have opportunity.
I will be taking that opportunity.
Okay, so that's
back
this
attack.
round. So this round, take your back attack on the one on the knight, and then we're going to get
Extra +4 to hit, too.
Yeah, I just rolled a 19, too.
You got it. You stab
Big numbers.
And that's going to be a +2 on the damage. So that's going to be 4 damage.
All right.
Dwarf, do you know how to tank things so that I can get around the backside?
4 damage?
4.
All right, you stab the creature. It doesn't take much notice, but you do you do stab the creature. All right, Wizard, you have an active.
What's that? Would you ask? I'm sorry.
You haven't acted this round. Directly beneath you, you see the ranger is hard pressed by 3 of them. The knight and the rogue fighting 1 over to the left of that, but the ranger seems to be in the most perilous position.
Dire need.
All right, I will cast Acid Arrow on one of the ones down there by the ranger.
Is the boss on the ranger?
Yes. And yeah, you hit the boss already. All right, so Acid Arrow, I believe, is a touch attack, so just roll a d20. You're not going to add anything. You just want to get above 10. So you may add your crap to it. I can't.
Yep, that was I rolled an 11.
Yep, you got it.
If we all die, just fireball the whole place and call it a day.
I don't know what the damage is on Acid Arrow.
Let's see. It is 2d4. And then another 2d4 for the next 3 rounds.
That's 8 points of damage on the first round. I'll take that.
Damn. All right, you wound the creature something ferociously. Ranger, give me an initiative.
3.
All right, go ahead and take your swing. Or you're gonna try to get it back up in the tree.
How far away have they pushed me from the tree?
Just a couple of feet. You made your dex check, so you kept your feet, and they haven't managed to dislodge you or anything.
For drinking their healing potions, does that cost their attack?
Yeah, I mean, if you stop to pull that healing potion out, I'm going to...
Okay.
Up the tree. Up the tree.
Give me a dex check. You dropping your weapon, or...
Keeping it. 19.
All right. You leap forward, grab that branch. Even as you do so, even as you grab that branch, that leader thumps the ground once, and all of the dragons immediately start scattering. The only one that can't do it easily is the one that the dwarf and the halfling have pinned against the tree. So everyone, you can pursue these dragons, or you can take a swing as I'm breaking and freeing and getting out of combat. So knight and human rogue, go ahead and take your swings. Are you going to pursue, or are you just swinging?
Just swinging.
Down.
Swing.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, miss.
All right, both you guys miss. That dragon breaks out. Ranger, obviously, you're up into the tree. The 3 in front of you kind of scatter and start running. So the one that the dwarf and the halfling are fighting, this creature, it hits the ground with its tail, and using that to kind of propel itself forward to break out of the combat. Are you going to try to keep it pinned to the tree? Or you can take your swings, definitely, but are you going to physically try to keep it pinned, like get in its way or whatever?
Yes, because I want this thing dead. It is annoying me.
And I'm a halfling, and I'm going to let him try.
Purely on principle. Let's just take it out.
You see what it's doing, dwarf, so you step in front of it. Give me an initiative. I'm sorry, I'm actually breaking combat. So you just go ahead, you just step in front of it, swing. You can get a back attack this round as it's trying to break free. Halfling, go ahead and take a swing.
Yep, I'm going for the back attack, and I rolled a 13, plus 4 is 17, plus 1, plus 3, 21.
You got it.
I rolled a 16.
That hits.
When damage is doubled, does that include any bonus from the weapon?
No, you just add that to the end of it. Yeah.
Just the roll?
13.
13 damage. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and I got 11 damage then.
The blow, you hammer blow that creature, and it dies at the dwarf's feet, toppling over. The other 5 break combat and run in every which direction.
So we were talking about taking tail the last time. Is anybody interested?
Still no.
Let's take a 2-minute break. Then we'll be back. Let's take a 2-minute break.
Just 2 minutes. Goes.
Just 2 minutes. Damn it.
Need a drink.
2-minute warning. Are you saying, Ranger Harley, we need to go watch TikTok videos? This would be a good. What?
Welcome to the home of Trollord Games on Twitch TV. We are the madcap publishers of Castles and Crusades, Amazing Adventures, 5th edition roleplay, plus many other RPGs. Join us weekly for promotional videos, giveaways, and live shows such as Stephen Chenault's Ask Me Anything and his renowned GM Tricks of the Trade, as well as miniature painting, product updates like the World of Arid on World Anvil, live tabletop games, and much, much more. Just give us a follow to be notified when we are live.
Trollord Games. Join the fray.
You know, we have winter, and what the heck else are you going to do? But why Arkansas?
Yeah,
it's the mosquitoes.
I wonder if it's because of some of the larger school campuses, like in Conway and Fayetteville and even Mountain Home. I know Mountain Home has a pretty decent game store up there, so
all the states have schools. I mean, so
I tell you this from a publishing perspective, it's kind of this weird where we see the most activity. It's this weird what I call the crescent. It starts in northern Oklahoma, Kansas, and it kind of goes up through Wisconsin and down into Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, and it's just this huge crescent of gamers. And I don't know why Kansas. I think that early D&D did a lot of play testing or something in Kansas City or some such. But in the north, it's like you said, it snows a lot. So
now it snows a lot in Kansas too.
Now in my neck of the woods, up here in Batesville, someone told me some years back when they did the release for a Harry Potter book, there was actually protests. So I kind of wonder how D&D would go over around here.
Yeah, I would never put Arkansas up in that list, but you never know. It's a very interesting state. It's definitely an interesting state.
Wasn't number 1 on that list Utah though?
Was it? I didn't even see the list. I just saw that someone had mentioned Arkansas was number 12 or something. Yet I don't anything like that I take with a grain of salt.
Yeah. How do you measure something like that, though? How do you even measure something like that? You go by sales, or?
Well, I saw that one of the poll, I guess whatever it is, whatever. I think Wizards of the Coast put it out, and they said that no one over the age of 55 is playing 5th edition. Well, that's just patently wrong. That's just wrong. I don't know what matrix they were using, but I don't know. It's interesting. I've done this for 20 years, and it's just interesting numbers come at you from the publisher's perspective that I often doubt.
I'm sure by their logic, I'm playing the wrong game for my age demographic.
Yeah, it could be. Who knows? I don't know.
You should be playing 5e. I don't want to.
We should all be playing CNC.
Yes.
There you go.
All right. So the dragons have scattered. It's still early morning. The halfling started this. No, actually, this is post halfling. So it's mid morning, something like that. You guys are going to gather yourselves up, I assume, and move on, or are you going to try to track these creatures to their lair?
I am out of spells, so I'd like to camp and get a little bit of my spells back.
Is there a reason we'd want to track them to their lair? Like, do we think that they're like hoarding a bunch of loot? I like money.
Yeah.
Ranger, give me a prime class check, so a wisdom or dexterity, whichever one's your primary check.
Can you sink an arrow in one of them before you, with the tracking device? Oh, wait. As they're running away?
I think that's you that have to pin you to the side of the creature and follow you.
The one that I dropped in on, he died. Never mind. I'm just going to hang off of him with a dagger.
If I...
the class check would be a 29.
Just looking at these creatures and being now somewhat aware of their predaceous nature, they remind you more of scavengers and creatures that are doing a hunt of opportunity. So they probably aren't holed up anywhere. If they had treasure, it'd be scattered all over the forest. Whenever they kill it, they eat it and move on. That would be your educated guess.
What would I roll if I wanted to healing potion?
If you drink the healing potion, if you drink the whole thing, it's going to be 3d8. If you drink a third of it, it's a d8.
Okay, I'm going to drink a third of mine then.
I thought we camp for the evening, guys. I really need to get spells back. If we run into anything else, we can
take care of it.
Okay.
Isn't that like the morning?
Don't you have some
hit points? Times now I've told you guys.
I saw what you did there.
Yeah.
Don't you get, Mike? Don't you get some darts or some yarts or some staff?
I have no ranged weapon whatsoever.
Oh, not a staff sling.
No.
+3. A staff sling +3.
Would you choose your magic weapon?
Check again.
Are you sure you didn't get that as a magic weapon, a +3 dart of some sort, or?
There's a couple of them. 3 +1 darts. All right. So pushing on or camping? Obviously, you don't want to camp here amongst these dead bodies, but pushing on, I assume.
Drinking 2/3 of a healing potion.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it yourselves.
I'm slicing off a quick souvenir from the one we killed, like a talon or something.
I'm going to do the same.
Points.
Thanks for reminding me, actually.
I'm wearing
7
a
points.
head as a skull cap now.
Take some
Like a
trophies
hat.
Yeah, I'm wearing its head like a hat.
Hey, who has the highest charisma? Next time we run into one, somebody can wear the head and try to convince them this is the mother dragon.
And walk around with the tail, slamming it on the ground.
You have to walk around like a chicken.
If you do it 3 times, though, yeah, you're going to have some company that you might not wish to have.
Oh, Lord.
That's what plate armor is for.
All right, so you guys push on, I assume, through the rest of the day. That day goes by. Temperature picks up a little bit in the midday and then begins to drop, rains a little bit by afternoon. Just a little bit of sprinkle coming your way, which you know is a presage for the rainy season, the Darkenfold. So you push on pretty hard. By late afternoon, you come to a small bluff. It drops down about 8 feet into this broad bog that's in front of you. It seems to be a peat bog. It's a lot of peat moss everywhere, which means it's going to be relatively shallow. On the far side, about 1,000 feet, give or take. You can see where it ends. Ground gets solid again, rises up in this sparsely grassy hill. And then a little bit more forest beyond that, but even that's kind of broken. Across this bog, not far from you, about 100 feet from where you guys are popped out of the forest, you can see this ramshackle bridge has been built. It's really just long planks set on stakes in the thing, probably 3 or 4 planks. I mean, about 2 planks wide, so 8-10 inches wide, and it just kind of snakes its way across the bog. Clearly, most creatures like goblins and orcs aren't going to take the time to do anything like this. So this bridge is probably built by rangers at some point, or maybe gnomes that travel in this part of the world a little bit, something like that. It's probably not built by some evil creatures. The bog itself is pretty devoid of life. A few trees kind of clinging to life there. But you do see, not far from the bridge itself, to the left of the bridge, you can see a small hillock tree there, a little bit of trees growing off of it. 4 or 5 buzzards perched in the trees, and about half a dozen buzzards flying around the tree itself. Pretty high up, 80, 100 feet up.
Dead.
How many of us can stand abreast across this planking?
Just be one abreast.
I'll go first.
I'll bring up the rear.
All right. So you hit the ground, start heading over. Everybody, give me a dexterity check. This is just to see if you get your footing well on this plank bridge.
And Halfling Rogue gets a 20-something or another.
All right, you're good. Dwarf?
5.
Knight?
10.
24 with bonuses.
All right. Mike, Disney, what'd you get?
24 with bonuses.
All right, and Wayne?
16 with bonuses.
All right, so Knight, you're the first fall off. You get about 100 feet over, and you just slide off. Your foot gives way. It's just too slippery, and you just kind of splatter into the muck and mire. It goes up to your knees roughly, fills your boots with some kind of goo, and clings to your armor and that slows you down a little bit until you're going to have time to clean all of that mess off. The dwarf's coming up to help you, then he slips, falls, and lands in the bog right next to you, and it kind of washes you in the filth of this
I stopped laughing.
Suddenly it's not so funny. You all clearly hear off to the left something moves in the bog. There's a splashing sound. It bubbles and whatnot, but there's nothing to be seen. Keep going. Get back up on the fucking bridge. Keep going, or
can we get them back up on the bridge?
Keep going.
I look down at them and I say, "Whoops."
as all the fighters fly off the bridge and hit the ground. Buzzards spook a little bit at the sound of whatever moved on the other side of the swamp.
I'll get myself up and back out of the muck at least.
Okay,
Yeah.
back up the bridge. Dwarf follows suit, and you all start clomping away down the bridge. It doesn't take very long. You get up abreast of where the buzzards are. They've kind of scattered a little bit. The closer you get, the higher they get, and the 4 or 5 that were in the tree actually take flight. You still don't see anything other than that in the swamp, except leaning up against the tree. Now, this tree on this little hillock, maybe 60, maybe 70 feet from the planking. You see this gnome. He's leaning against the tree. He's got he's small. Most of his equipment, clothing is gone. He's bare chested, pants torn up, one boot gone. He's got no armor, no weapons. He's got his arm on his shoulder is all horribly black, as if it was bruised, something maybe torn out of socket. He's got 2 broken arrows in his side, about the level of his belt. A little bit of blackish blood kind of coming out of his mouth. And you can clearly see he's got another arrow stuck in his backside, which kind of immediately lets you believe he was attacked, tried to get away, and continued to get attacked. He seems to be looking at you, but you can't even tell. He's breathing a little bit, but you can't tell if he's conscious enough to know that you guys are standing there. Keep going.
This might be a stretch. Can I glean any information? Could I potentially glean any information from the arrows? Like maybe get an idea of who crafted them and who put them into this gnome?
You from this distance, it's kind of hard to tell, but they seem to be up next to him. You definitely could do that. A fighter has that kind of ability. You know weapons.
Yeah.
You know who.
That's what I was thinking.
As a dwarf, but from this distance, you can make a check. Up close, you're relatively certain you could figure it out.
Does he look like he has any good gear or anything, or does he look like he's loaded?
He's got nothing.
Oh.
He's got less.
So he's got an arrow, though. I heard he's got an arrow. Arrows.
Yes, one magic boot.
Got at least 3 of them.
Hit a new low in thievery.
Let's strip him while he's dying.
Let's take a look at this guy.
I try to approach him and talk to him. Yeah.
Cautiously approach.
Okay, dropping off it into the bog. Like I said, it's not too deep here, ankle deep, calf deep as you move through. Dwarf, obviously, it's a little bit deeper for you.
Easy for you to say.
but and the halfling too. I suppose everybody's going over there. You get over to this fella. He wakes up a little bit as you approach, and you can see he's got these tattoos on the side of his face, go down his neck. Which you all know, the older gnomes they tend to decorate their bodies in tattoos and whatnot. So that marks accomplishments that they've had, or deeds and such.
He's an old fogey.
He wakes up a little bit. Eye kind of opens. The bruising, you can tell part of what you thought initially was tattoos is part of the bruising on his shoulder that's up into his neck and whatnot. And the blood that's coming out of his side, it's mostly stopped bleeding, but it's really black, which kind of indicates maybe a kidney wound or a liver wound or something. So he's really bad off. This little bastard is. But he opens his eye a little bit as you all approach, and he says, "Dwarf."
I step forward and look at him. What?
You must aid my sibling. Now, in the world of air, there's no particular bond between gnomes and anybody. Gnomes are kind of their own. They're kind of their own little group that does their own thing. They avoid most of the whatever is going on, but they're part of it. So it's up to you. What do you feel compelled and not compelled to do?
Well, I'm going to do 2 things too. I'm going to take a close look at the arrows that are in him, and then I'm going to lean in a little bit closer and like, why would I do that? What's in it for me?
Looking at them, immediately they're goblin arrows. So the goblins and dwarves in the world of air have a very long, horrid history between one another. Goblins were actually created by the god Orandul when he captured dwarves that were in the wild and kind of cut off from their people, and he twisted them in such a way that they developed these very, very evil habits. And over the eons, they changed into goblins. And eventually, these goblins went to war with the dwarves. It's a huge mythological thing that lasted about 3 millennia until the dwarven kingdoms were all annihilated, just ground down. Everybody died. So there's no real love between dwarves and goblins.
I can feel the my dwarven blood boiling up and like, goblins? Do goblins have your brother?
They took him.
The new follower has joined the fray.
Ooh, that might be valuable.
I know how he feels.
Save my brother. Save my brother, and you can have it.
Kill goblins, treasure? Put me in the direction.
He kind of nods to the side a little bit. Beyond that ridge, where the dogwoods grow, you'll find the goblins and my brother.
I turn to the party.
Ranger, give me a wisdom check.
Oh, great. We're all going to die.
Kill a little gutter rat gnome. What did the gnome do?
21.
Looking at the gnome, he might be savable if you got him out of this fog. Definitely, plucked the arrows out of him, bandaged him up. You might be able to patch him back together. You can impart that knowledge to your comrades or not. Whatever you want to do.
Why don't we just save this guy and let him save his own brother or whatever?
I look at you like, does he look like he can save anything? He only has one point for crying out loud.
He might be able to save us because he knows more about this bog than we do.
That's a good point. Let's bandage him up.
Yeah.
All right, you can pull him out of the bog.
That way we have a guide.
And as a dwarf, I look at it. Well, the goblins tried to kill him, so this is a good way to throw it back in the goblin's face. I'm depriving them of a kill.
Is he even able to walk, or will we have to try to gurney him out of here somehow?
He said no.
You probably have to carry him minimally out of the bog. He's not going to be able to walk much, but once you pluck the arrows out of him, and if you give him a little of that Cure Light Wound potion, it might, patch him up some. But he's not going to be able to do much.
I can give him the last of mine.
So messed up.
I can give him the last third of mine.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to assume that you guys, he's small, so the knight or ranger could easily pick him up and carry him out. So it takes you maybe 10 minutes to clear the bog and get onto where you've got dry ground.
He was still semi-conscious when we came upon him, though, right?
Yes, yeah.
I tried to rifle through his pockets really quick.
And there is nothing. You can see he's got some kind of linen pants there, and then the leather that goes over it. It's probably some type of armor, but it's so mangled that it's barely kind of clinging to him.
I did that discreetly.
May I make a suggestion?
Your giant human hands in his tiny gnome pockets.
God. If I make a suggestion, let's get him clear of the bog and find a place to set up camp so we can patch him up, and so the wizard can do some spells.
Yeah, he's getting angry at us.
Yeah, he's getting.
All right, well, it's late afternoon. You get back.
Why didn't the wizard open up with fireball?
There you go. So you get onto the side of this the slope here, and once you've patched him up, plucked the arrows, cleaned the wounds, made your small camp. He's a little bit more. Are you giving him some of the Cure Light Wound potion, I assume, Ranger?
Correct. I'm giving him my last third of mine.
Okay. That at least revives him enough that he's awake and able to be involved in a conversation. And I, like I said, you've cleaned the wounds, gotten the arrows out and whatnot. And he explains to you that over this ridge that you're on now, there is a jumbled pile of rocks in the middle of a valley. The valley's the valley of the Dogwood. There's dogwoods everywhere, but it's pretty open, so it's not going to be easy to get to. In that jumble of rocks is this goblin cavern, and that's where they took not only his brother, but their small chest of treasure, which included his family crest.
About how many goblins did he see?
There's a bunch, probably 40 or so.
Oh, lots of targets of opportunity.
That's not
dwarf
enough.
Dwarf is whirling anticipation and excited, like, oh, I want to go kill him now.
He's drooling.
Let's go.
I assume that you're going to wait till tomorrow so the wizard can get spells back.
Yeah.
Fine.
Thank you.
Get his spells and maybe bandage each other up.
All right, so y'all bed down for the evening. Nothing bothers you all that night. Normally, of course, I'd roll encounters, and being in the Darkenfold, you'd probably encounter something, but that's the clock.
We got like 8 minutes left, so
that's the clock's running out.
Yep.
By morning, you guys have back together. The wizard's got spells or what have you, and you guys are good to go to hit the road. You loop up the side of this ridge line, get onto the top of the ridge, and you're looking down in a valley that's roughly 2 miles wide and about a mile, but 2 miles long and about a mile wide. You got dogwoods kind of spread out. This is small little trees that grow to maybe 20, 40 feet high, and you can see the little white buds of the flowers beginning to pop out as early spring comes along. And in the middle of this, you definitely see just this jumble of rocks. It's daylight. You all know that goblins are not particularly fond of the day. They tend to hunt mostly at night. They're not impeded by battle in the daytime. They just don't care for it. Now, in the midst of all of this huge jumble of rocks, you can see this gnome hanging from one of the rocks. His hands tied behind him, and he's just hanging. He's been horribly, beaten and tortured and whatnot, and he's hanging out there in the clear light of day. You do not see any signs of goblins.
No, then they're gone. Let's go get them.
Do it.
We approach.
Ranger, can you imitate those thumping sounds we heard earlier?
I might be able to, but have we actually seen any traces of those things over here?
I was thinking maybe the goblins will recognize that sound.
Well, I don't know. Do you think that they would be in here normally?
That's the question. Do I assume that they might have been traveling across the bog to get into this area?
It's possible. It's very, very possible. Knowing, just looking at those creatures, they probably hunt. I mean, what is it? A bobcat needs about 5 square miles, so those creatures are going to need miles and miles and miles of country to hunt in. With a group that big and with that many, the ranger can decently determine that these creatures probably hunt in this area as well.
Okay,
I give my tail a thump and I start going over there.
Okay. Did you keep one of the tails?
I got a tail and the head. I'm wearing the head. It's a hat. Blood pouring down. Yeah.
All right. So you thump the ground with this tail. You see
just
some
a single thump, and then I start heading straight toward it, which is the sign.
You give it a single thump. Wizard, give me an intelligence check.
3 thumps mean let's get
it on. Yeah.
23.
1 thump means attack.
It was 3 mean attack. 1 means retreat. So the wizard, when he thumps once, you know that the 1 thump was to run.
Oh.
1 thump to run.
All right. Then I give 3 thumps. Thank you.
So you give 2 more for a total of 3. You can see there's some motion down there. A couple of goblins get up. They come out a little bit. They're looking, obviously not particularly caring for the light of day. They don't see well. They're looking about, and you can see them. They actually lift down and they pull up some boards that are hidden from your view, maybe in the grass, whatever, and pull it up to cover the entrance to whatever they were guarding.
Can we?
Prepared.
We just rush them.
How far away are we?
Probably about 200 to 300 feet. It looks
Hold
like
up, hold up, hold up.
forward to their dungeon.
We got 2 minutes. Why don't I try and sneak? Why don't the rogues try and sneak in there, free this guy, come back down?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, which rogue is going?
Or we both try.
Who is the better rogue?
We can play that game if you'd like.
The one who causes the diversion.
We will now spend.
All right, which rogue's going? Give me a dex check, or your primary attribute check is what you're doing.
Dex check.
I rolled a 15, and I probably have the same bonuses as you.
I rolled an 18.
So both of you managed to weave your way over there. When you start climbing up and into the rocks, hiding in the shadows of the rocks, you climb up into it. You can see that there's this. Clearly, this leads to some kind of underground cavern, and the goblins have walled it off. They've pulled that door up and completely walled it off, so there's nothing to even hide from. The goblins have hidden themselves away, clearly to keep the Nakal dragons from hunting them if they're out and about. So you can easily cut this gnome free and bring him back to his brother.
All right, being the taller of the two of us, I'm going to cut the gnome free.
All right, you free the gnome, cart him back to his brother there. They both promise you riches if you can get him to ends meet. Or later, if you want to come to this goblin hole and clear it out and get their family crest back, they'll pay you for that as well.
Was that hole just sealed with wood? Like something we could light on fire?
Yeah.
Fireball.
You can dive in. The wizard can fireball down.
Do it. No,
Do it.
We did it before. We did
Like
it before.
an in-ground oven. Go for it.
It's like our signature.
What happened to the last cavern we were in?
Fireball in there. I guess we got it's 3:50 our quitting time. Is that
Yeah.
All right, well there you go. Wizard, do you want to throw the fireball out in there?
No.
Well, you know you want to do it. Come on.
Come on, man.
Come on. Wizard pressure. Come on.
Fireball. Fireball.
I'm whipping the tail around, beating the ground 3 times.
Maybe what if we put a can of Dr. Pepper out and lure them out and then fireball them?
There you go. That'll do it every time. All right, you cart the gnome back to civilization, and rooting the goblins out is left for another day. There you go. All right, well, that was a good game.
Yeah, it was.
We lost too much time with sound issues, or we would have had a nice little goblin adventure there, but
it was great.
It's the way it goes.
The only drawback is we didn't get the treasure.
You did not get it. You still
got
have
some gold. And we have a half dead gnome.
Just got the
Friends
treasure.
we made along the way.
I won in the chat.
Two half dead gnomes. A dense saltine. There you go.
And we got a dragon head skull thing. Well, somebody did.
Yeah, I think Chuck's wanting to talk to me. Here we go.
Yeah, that was. I got a dragon skull.
You got some
And a dragon tail.
And some silver. There you go. All right, so he's going to be giving some giveaways. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're doing GM's Tricks of the Trade, but I think we're doing that, not through Discord, I think. I think I got it, whatever. But that was a great game, guys. Sure enjoyed it.
Thank you for hosting us.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to play with you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Ned. It's nice to meet you. This was fun.
Yeah,
Well, it's nice to have my video.
Great playing with all of you.
Thank
Great
you.
playing with you guys. Yes, it was nice to meet everybody. It was a really good time.
And now I've played Castles and Crusades.
There you go. You should check it out. You can download the Player's Handbook free over at the site. And give it a shot. Run the game a little bit. I think you'll be surprised.
Oh, yeah.
Second time I played it. It's been fun both times.
Oh, I won stuff.
There you go. One of the leathers. I
Love
love
it.
those.
Haven't opened it yet.
Keep it in the shrink wrap. Keep it in the shrink wrap. Ironically, the first Codex of Heirs that we sold back in 2000, the printer actually shrink wrapped every one of them. And we had printers that wouldn't sell them over the counter because they thought it was adult material, so they put it behind the counter. It's absolutely crazy.
Oh my lord!
Absolutely nuts. All right. So
Troll Lord Games. Join the fray.